Yo, hey, this shit easy, nigga. Hey, all I'm talking about, nigga, I'm still out here trying to get it.
Contender Regime Boxing, checking back in with y'all, man. What's going on? So I got a question, man. I want to know who will be the first to step up and challenge Devin Haney for his undisputed crown at 135. We all know that contractually he is set up to fight in a rematch versus George Kambosos. That's just the skeleton of the contract. That's just the layout. But nothing is actually confirmed. No particulars, no venue, no date. Who's gonna walk out first, what the actual guaranteed purses are gonna be, because all that shit gonna have to be recalibrated based off of the last performance. I don't necessarily think that this fight is gonna happen. There was a report that came out earlier this week saying that the rematch is on for October, but Devin Haney came out and debunked that shit and said, well, no, I haven't agreed to anything. I haven't signed off or heard about anything in regard to a rematch happening next. So I already gave y'all my theory on why I don't think that the rematch is going to be next. Now, I could be wrong. This could very well possibly be the next fight for Kambosos and Devin Haney, because, again, contractually, we all know that there is a rematch in play. But at the same time, it got to make sense. The way Devin Haney performed in the initial fight, winning all 12 rounds, sweeping George Kambosos, and just utterly embarrassing him and outskilling him, and just showing that the level of the difference in the level of skill between those two guys is just too far apart. There's too big of a gap in skill for them to put on a rematch in Australia again and try to sell that to those people. I think it's going to be a hard sell. I think if they do make that fight, you might as well, Top Rank and Bob Arum might as well just chalk that up as an investment in the Devin Haney business, because they going to take a fat ass L. Nobody wants to pay for that fight to see that fight again. I'm just telling you. So, but hey, I could be wrong. Maybe those folks over there are so thirsty for boxing that they'll pay for that shit again. Who knows? I don't know. But I'm assuming that fight isn't going to be next. Who will step up first to challenge Devin Haney for his undisputed crown? We got Ryan Garcia, he's free. Gervonta Tank Davis, he's free. They've been talking about fighting each other, but that isn't solidified or set in stone. We know Ryan Garcia have been playing all type of pussy games throughout his whole career, saying he gonna fight this guy, that guy, and it never happens. The same thing with Gervonta Tank Davis. We know how they move, and he still is being coddled and moved a certain way. And low key, I don't want to say that he's being protected, but there's like a shield, or there's a bubble that Mayweather Promotions has Tank Davis in, and only restricting him to fighting certain type of guys, and saying that, look, we are prize fighters, we want to fight for the bag and all of this, when if you really wanted to fight for the glory and the bag, you would fight a Devin Haney, because he gonna give you the opportunity to make money, and you gonna get the legacy that come with it. But they moving how they moving. We know Tank Davis and his team, they don't want to fight Devin Haney. Ryan Garcia, they don't want to fight Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia, he say that he moved up to 140, and he only gonna fight at 140, and that's it. But then today, I just saw something where Ryan Garcia said, well, I'll come back down to 135 to fight Tank Davis. It is what it is. So why you won't take your opportunity to fight Devin Haney for undisputed? You know what I'm saying? Who will fight Devin Haney next? Who will step up to fight the undisputed champion, Devin Haney, at 135? Now, that's a very interesting question. It's odd, because it should be the other way around. Like, you should have guys lining up to fight Devin Haney for the championship. You should have guys lining up, calling him out, chasing him down, saying, I want this guy and nothing else. You should have fighters standing in line, beating down the door to get an opportunity to be the undisputed champion of the world. Yet, it's the other way around. It's Devin Haney chasing these guys down. Devin Haney is trying to get Lomachenko back over here to the U.S. so he can finally put them hands on him because Lomachenko been ducking for 2 or 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm asking y'all a genuine question. Who do y'all think is going to finally step up and give Devin Haney some smoke? We know he's the undisputed champion right now. He went over there and defied all the odds. Everybody saying that, no, you shouldn't go to Australia. You shouldn't concede the location. You shouldn't be the B-side to Cambosis. You shouldn't go through these great lengths to be great. You shouldn't, give up your comfortability to go over there and challenge Cambosis for the undisputed title. You're not built like that. You're not going to win. It's too many odds against you. But he went over there and did that. You know what I'm saying? Building a really good resume for himself. Jojo Diaz, George Cambosis, Jorge Linares. You know what I'm saying? And if you might as well count the guys who ducking him too. Everybody's saying that Devin Haney is pillow-fisted. He ain't got no power. He this, he that. He ain't that good. He can box, but he not that good and all. But why none of these dudes want to fight Devin Haney? Shout out to Shakur Stevenson. I love Shakur Stevenson. And, he's technically a 130-pound fighter, but he did say that he is planning to fast track his way to 135. You know what, man? It might be Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson might be the first guy, and they cool. Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, those guys have a mutual respect for each other. You see Dale root for Shakur when he fight. You see Shakur root for Dale when he fight. They both signed with Top Rank now, or both doing business with Top Rank. Shakur more so signed with Top Rank. Devin Haney really business partners with Top Rank at this point. It's a difference. You know what I'm saying? But, Shakur Stevenson, I think he might be the one that'll step up and fight Devin Haney before the guys that are already fighting at 135 will step up and fight Devin Haney. I think that shit crazy, but I wouldn't be mad because, in my opinion, I think that's the best fight. I think the more popular fight is Devin Haney and Tank Davis just because of the contrast of styles, but I think the more, tantalizing fight, the fight that get my gears going the most, you know what I'm saying, from an intellectual standpoint and a strategy standpoint and just from being a boxing purist, I think the Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson fight, in my opinion, would be that's a dream fight for me. That's like the ultimate chess match. You know what I'm saying? The sparring that I saw with those two when they were 16 and 17 years old was phenomenal. I could watch that back to back, just studying what those guys was doing as teenagers. So imagine them both, Devin Haney becoming the undisputed champion of the world and Shakur Stevenson being a multi-divisional champion fighting Devin Haney for undisputed. Imagine the level that they on right now in the pros. Imagine what that experience would be like watching those guys fight. You dig what I'm saying? So, it might be Shakur Stevenson. I know Frank Martin. He mentioned that that he's open to a Devin Haney fight, of course. Earl Spence, he's facilitating fights for Frank Martin, thinking about possibly Rolly, or I think Chris Colbert is actually going to be the next thing for Frank Martin. He's still working on some things and honing his craft and, getting more experience under his belt. But as far as these established guys, who going to be the first one? We got fans out here saying that belts don't matter, riding off of the coattail of Leonard Ellaby and Tank Davis and them saying that they don't care about belts, riding off of the coattail of Ryan Garcia, Bernard Hopkins saying that belts don't matter. Bernard Hopkins, you was undisputed. That's one of your biggest claims to fame. But now belts don't matter. Okay. You see, being a company, man, doing whatever it takes to appease your company. You know what I'm saying? That you'll do whatever Golden Boy and Oscar De La Hoya tell your ass to go out there and do. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Belts don't matter. You got fans really saying that belts don't matter. Since when does championships not matter in any sport? You know what I'm saying? What if, like I told you, what if Tom Brady said, look, hey man, championships, Super Bowls don't matter no more. LeBron James say NBA Finals championship, that shit don't mean nothing. I don't care about championships. I'm just playing just to play like this the YMCA or something. You know what I'm saying? What if motherfuckers just said, look, I'm just playing for the bag. I don't care about winning no championships. What type of shit is that? You feel what I'm saying? Come on now. That's bad for the sport. And Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis, the way these guys moving, it just ain't right. You got a guy that's 22, 23 years old, and Devin Haney out here, you know, way more advanced than these. Ryan Garcia talking about he not ready for Devin Haney, but he older than Devin Haney. How that work? How you older than Devin Haney, but you the one that's not ready yet? That don't make no sense. How you not ready? Come on now. Come on now. Y'all let me know down in the comments, who do you think is going to be the first to step up and fight Devin Haney? Is it going to be Vasyl Lomachenko? Is it going to be Tank Davis? Is it going to be Ryan Garcia? Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Contender regime boxing. I'll holler at y'all boys, man.